So we have Love in Focus 1 to 3, and that is complete. I wasn't a fan of this. I didn't actually enjoy it all that much. It is a boarding house series with a focus on photography, and it's kind of a love triangle between two other guys, and I just didn't really like any of the characters in it, about the choices made by like any of the characters, and I found it just a bit, which again, I feel like I'm the only one who thinks that, because a lot of people love this series. They even did an omnibus of all three in one. Yeah, I do think that is a me issue. Don't know why. What's wrong with my opinions? Next we have Love is Hell, and that is a one omnibus. I have not yet read it. Apparently it's smutty, Ben picked it up for me. Then we have Love is an Illusion 1 and 2. Both of these I want to say I got secondhand. I got the first one secondhand for sure. I can't remember about the second one. This is a pricey series. I got both for about £11, £12, £13. Can't remember. I hear a lot of mixed opinions on it, so I'm quite intrigued to try it, especially since I think it's a megaverse. And I've started to enjoy that more recently, like the terrible person I am. Then we have Love Me Not 1 to 12, that is complete. This is my favourite series so far by Isekai Seka. I like that we have two main characters and we follow two love stories, very, very much like this one. I don't really like her that much, but I very, very much like her and her story. Super cute. Then we have Love of Kill 1 to 8 and 10, and I have been piecing this series together. A lot of people really, really love it, but I'm still missing a fair few, I think, till I'll be up to date. Though I do have a nice clear run of 1 to 8, which is nice. I heard it was completing soon. I don't know if I'm imagining that in the teens somewhere, but I might just wait again till it's complete. Yeah, a lot of people seem to love it. Love's Insight 1 to 3. This is another series where I'm considering myself up to date because I have gotten more volumes. They're just not put away. I haven't yet read this series. It completes at a fairly low volume, so I might wait till I have them all and then read them together. Then we have Lovesick Ellie 1 to 12, and I did this series completed this year and I finished reading it as well. I absolutely adored Lovesick Ellie. Probably my favourite like high school romance that I can think of off the top of my head. I actually really liked how it ended. I'm really picky about series endings, and I loved how Lovesick Ellie ended. It made me very happy. I really like that the pairing got together like halfway through the series, so we also got to see some of them dating, some of like the turbulence that came with that, also some of the niceness that came with that, meeting parents and family and that kind of thing. And yeah, very much recommend it. It's only 12 volumes. And we have Los Guias 1 to 6, which is up to date. The 7 might have actually just come out. It doesn't release often, like I don't think I got any new volumes this year. Very, very questionable series. It's plastic wrapped and it's a harem. Yeah, very weird. Especially since one of them's a teacher. Main Abyss 1 to 7. I am behind. I don't think I've even read any more this year. Very odd series. I'm enjoying the mystery and learning what's at the bottom of the abyss. That's about it. Yeah, there's some really, really disturbing points in this, isn't there? And we have Maddock 1 to 2, and actually part 3, the final part, has just come out. It definitely took a long while. This is about a guy who has questionable wants, kinks. And he summons a demon one day to help him fulfill his kink, and when he does, he then has to go down to hell with the demon, where he ends up kind of servicing other demons in strange ways. It is very, very weird, and I went in expecting something kind of nice and wholesome because my nice and wholesome friend picked it up quite excitedly, so I was like, I'll pick it up too, assuming it'll be nice and cute. And then I was just completely caught unawares. It's plastic wrapped, it's quite explicit. I would go in with some careful warnings. In her slight defense, one of the reasons she was interested in picking it up is because it is, I think, a Monster Hunter designer. Artist is the one who drew it, and she's a fan of the Monster Hunter series. But still, I'm like, oh my god. Then we have Magi 1 to 37, and that is complete. I think it was last year I did complete it, but I did have like 1 to 12, 11 for a very long time that I collected many, many, many years ago, and then was trying to find the rest. I ended up getting a lot of them secondhand actually. Like I'm fairly sure like most of this end of the series is secondhand or Travelling Man. I had been really enjoying it. There was a time when I was commuting to work via public transport. I was getting the train to work. It was the most marvellous fun. And I was reading, well, this is one of the series I was reading during that time, and I did really enjoy it. There isn't a particular reason I've not continued reading with it yet, but I did enjoy the whole like Arabian Nights style shonen with different sort of abilities and fights and stuff I did enjoy. Also, rainbow spines! So why would they do two pinks together? And we have Magical Explorer reborn as a side character in a fantasy dating sim volume 1. I'm very behind, maybe. You know what, I don't know. I picked up volume 1 last year, year before. I don't remember for which year I read it. It's very fine. It's okay. I assumed it'd be a bit like Trapped in a Dating Sim. It's somehow a bit more bland than Trapped in a Dating Sim. It was okay. It's kind of, as it sounds, he's reborn in a dating sim as a side character and obviously ends up getting some main character spotlight. It's really not amazing. It's okay. Like, the light novels keep popping up in the sale sections from what I've seen, so if you are interested, sale sections. Magic Arts Sandalia Wilts No More 1-5, that is up to date. Love the series. It's an isekai. It's a female lead isekai where she starts trying to create inventions using magic. She creates inventions of stuff from her previous life on Earth using magic in her new world. Stuff like creating a hairdryer using like fire stones and stuff, or creating waterproof clothing using slimes. Very, very much enjoy it. Always do recommend the series, especially if you're interested in isekai with female leads. First volume is a little down. There are some moments in it where you're like, oh god, oh dear god, what am I reading? But it really does pick up. It doesn't stay like that, I promise you. I promise you. Magical Girl Instant 1 and 2, I think this is up to date. This was actually quite funny. It was not quite what I was expecting. It's about a guy who, more shadow, hello! It's about a guy who is able to turn into a magical girl and fights crime. And that's him, and that's what he turns into. And he's very confused about the whole thing. The humour is great, it's very silly, and I enjoy the enemies, the people he's fought. It's not overly serious, but I did enjoy it. Not enough to pay like RRP, because a Big Yam Press it seems to be like $12-13.99, but the second volume has popped up in like Sci-Fi Daily Deals, so I think I picked it up then. Then we have the Magical Revolution of Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. I have 1, 2, and 4. I keep forgetting I don't have 3. This is a GL isekai. It's very cute. I do like it. I think I might enjoy it. This might be my favourite GL isekai, but I want to read more of this, because I've read a lot of I'm in Love with the Villainess. I've read 1 to 3 of that, but I've only read volume 1 of this one. I did enjoy it. It's cute. This is a princess and she's been reincarnated, and this is a smart cookie, and they kind of spend time together. And she's had a, engagement annulled. She's come through and like, I'll marry you, it's fine, and like whisked her away. But it is very cute. I do like it. Mages of the Library 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I am missing 3, but then I think I'm up to date, unless 7's come out. Very, very pretty series. Very pretty. I've only read the first volume. I'm still unclear, like, what was going to happen. Wait, do I remember what was going to happen? It's about a kid who really wants to read books and isn't really allowed because of his sort of, social status. And then these people turn up who are from the capital, I think, who work with books and stuff, and he wants to go back with them. There is a whole bunch of other stuff, but it has been a while since I read it. It is very pretty. I think I've got most of mine on sale now, or second hand. I want to say definitely these 3, I think, have been, maybe. Maid I hired recently is Mysterious 1 to 4. It's probably behind nowadays. It's very thin, it's very quick to go through, so I'm not rushed to pick it up. It was okay. I wasn't particularly enthralled with the first couple of volumes. I do really like it's a series where they do use a bit of colour. They use the colour on her eyes because they're purple, as you can see there. So the first volume or 2-ish was very episodic. It always started with my maid I hired recently is mysterious, and then she would do something that wasn't actually that mysterious for her young lord. I think that he doesn't have parents. Yeah, it is quite cute. I thought it was okay. I hear that it does get some more like continuous story the further in you go. But otherwise, I'm not sure. I'm kind of waiting to see secondhand, probably, I think. Especially how thin and quick it was to read. With Maids number 1 to 18, complete. Managed to complete this series this year, which is excellent. Another shoujo beat that has benefited from the reprints. It's glorious. It's rainbow. I had the first and third omnis for the longest while, and that was it. And now I have a whole load of them. I think I got most of them from Travelling Man in the end, I think. I don't know what prices have gone up to on these nowadays. So that says $10.99. That also says $10.99. What does the first one say? That one says $9.99. I wouldn't be surprised if it's gone up again because Viz have done another round of price increases, but I don't know what it's gone to now. But anyway, I've got it. I still have only read the first Omni because I didn't have the rest for ages. I hear it's like a shoujo classic about the like school president works as a maid in a maid cafe to make some extra money, and a guy finds out and can't remember if he like is trying to blackmail her or what. Yeah, it's like classic from my understanding. Then we have Maiden of the Needle, Volume 1, a volume sent to me by Yen Press. Did really like this one. It is an isekai, I think. Yes, and this character is isekai'd into a noble family who have like a family history ability around needle work and being able to embed power into the needlework that they do. She unfortunately doesn't have this gift and they like shun her because of it. It actually turns out she does have the gift and she's like super gifted. She can use fairies to help her do her needlework, which is like special. But she ends up being sold off by her family to another noble who actually treats her well, and it's very cute. There is a questionable moment towards the end of the first volume, which I kind of hope doesn't go into the direction I think it's going to go into, because I think she's 15, just as that's how old she is. Yeah, I liked the rest of it though. I liked the whole needlework bit, the fairy bit, everyone treating her nicely in the new household. That was lovely, and it's an isekai. Let's see how it goes from now on, I think. Then we have Mason Ikoku Volume 1. I picked this up, I think, in Travelling Man Warehouse for £3, which is amazing. Considering its RRP is $19.99, I paid £3. And it's a really decent condition as well. I think I have picked up a few more since from like World of Books maybe, but very happy with that because it is even before all the price increases, it was one of the pricey volumes at RRP $19.99. So I'm very happy with that. Ben did some of the reorganising on these shelves, which hence why we've got a bit of a top heavy. I wouldn't have done that. Never mind. Ben helped me. That was all that matters. So we have Malevolent Spirits 1-3, or Monogatari 1-3. I haven't read them, but I did get my third volume in the Forbidden Planet London sale section, I think for $4.99. Considering I'm not up to date with reading it or have started reading it, I'm probably going to hold off now and just buy it secondhand at this point. Area of Mem Coordinate 1-4, and that is complete. This is a very cute series about a girl who is trying to be a model, but she's not particularly good at it, but she's super cute. But she does want to do well because people have believed in her, and she kind of does get better, and it's about her building her confidence and also wearing cute clothing and stuff. It's really adorable, and it's short and sweet, and I love the pastels on the spine, but it is a bit more pricey because it's Tokyo Pop. I did like it. Then we have Man and His Cat 1-7, and very heartwarming, lovely series. I am very behind on picking this up now though. Square Enix RRP is like $13.99, and it's, as much as I love the series, it's just too thin to pick it up at those sort of prices, so I'm just waiting for random sales, secondhand and all that jazz. How come Volume 5 doesn't have a number on it though? Is that a misprint? It is about a widower who takes in a cat and their lives together, and we get to see the inner thoughts of the cat and such, and it's just super cute and lovely. But reading things like this just makes me want to cuddle my cat. Like, really badly. Thank goodness they're cuddlers. Then we have the manga classics. So we have Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Count of Monte Cristo, Dracula, Emma, Frankenstein, Great Expectations, Hamlet, Jungle Book, Macbeth, Midsummer Night's Dream, Othello, Pride and Prejudice, Romeo and Juliet. And then down here we have The Scarlet Letter, Sense and Sensibility, and The Stories of Edgar Allan Poe. So these are all published by Udon Entertainment. Can be a little pricey, but they do pop up secondhand quite a lot. I think this is a marvellous series because my mother is very much into her English classics. I am very much not into reading English classics as much, but this is like a nice halfway house for us to both enjoy and appreciate them together, which has been a nice thing. I even managed to convince the book club at work to do The Stories of Edgar Allan Poe. It's just so interesting to read these classic stories, but in a manga format, especially all like these classics such as The Raven or The Telltale Heart. It's really neat. I think I am only missing a few. I'm missing like Les Mis, and Anne of Green Gables. I can't remember off the top of my head which other ones I'm missing. It's not many. I do almost have a clear run of them, but still exciting. I would definitely recommend, if say you're like me and you struggle to read classical literature because you find it hard to follow and take it in, this is such a neat way to still enjoy and understand the story without having to actually read classical literature. And what I think is also neat is they do a lot of them have two formats. They have the like original text version, does it say? Nope. They have like an original text version and one in like updated English. So in like modern day English is what I mean. That might make it easier to follow as well. Also, there is a website for them and they have like class learning materials about if you decide to use them in classes to teach kids at different levels. And they've got learning resources for different stages, levels, so like GCSE, Year 9, Year 8, whatever it is in other countries. That is how it is in the UK. So that is also super duper neat. And we have Manga Diary of a Male Porn Star 1, 2, 3. Another one I'm calling myself up to date because I did get it for Christmas. I adore this series. It is obviously explicit, it's plastic wrapped. I absolutely love it. It's about a guy who accidentally finds himself working in the porn industry in Japan, and kind of just his story and happenings and how things work from behind the camera, the like camera tricks and other tricks, and half of what you see isn't real, and different like what you have to sign and what you have to do to be able to be there, how it is between directors, the different roles on set. It's just really, really interesting. It is explicit though, because you do see some scene. It's never explicit. You never see any like, you don't see mood. You don't see nude men, and you tend to just see topless women in terms of nudity. But like they might be in the act, just the manga panel is an angle. But it's weirdly really, really interesting. I do almost want to recommend it, just 18 plus, I guess. Then we have Manga Dogs 1 to 3. That is complete, but I've not yet read it. Most of these were on sale, $1.99. Then we have Manga Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. I have decided to start picking this up. I had kind of held off on it. There is about a dozen or so of these, but I do so far only have this one. Then we have Manner of Death Volume 1. I think this is complete of 2 volumes, but I have not yet read it. I think it's a BL. It's quite chunky. Manly Appetites, Mini Gashi Loves Otsu, 1 to 3. I think that's complete. I think all these on World of Books. I haven't yet read them yet. And Yuna's now here making noises. And now she's like on my lap. Hello, Yuna. And we have Mao 1 to 12. Another one where I'm up to date-ish. I have only read the first couple. It was interesting. I was enjoying it. There isn't a particular reason I've gone back to reading more yet. Just haven't. I like the weird, like, mystery, different monster thing, and they were trying to fight it deal, really. I hope it maintains that through the rest of it. Marmalade Boy 1. I am behind on this. I think, like, 4 is out. I don't know how many collector's editions complete the series. I'm noticing they're a bit more pricey nowadays, so I've sort of held off picking up any more just yet. It is really neat to see a harder to find, highly sought after series getting a reprint like this. I think there's a lot of hope that other series are going to see a similar treatment. Speaking of, next we have Mars 1 to 5, 7, 8, 12, 13. And I got all of these on World of Books for about £4 each, maybe a bit less. There was meant to be another volume, but unfortunately it got cancelled. But I think I was pretty pleased that in one go I've gotten 9 volumes of the series. It is hard to find. The spines are very sun-damaged. I don't mind too much considering I managed to get them pretty cheap. I'm not even going to try and read it until I have a full run though, but like a lot of people talk about how amazing the series is. I do have high hopes for it. Next we have Mars Red 1 to 3. That is complete 3 volumes, but I have only read the first one. I wasn't particularly sold on it so far, which is kind of why I've not read any more, but it's 3 volumes. I should just go and wrap it up. It is vampires. I don't think it's set particularly recently, but it is vampires. I genuinely don't remember much more about it than that. Then we have Mashima's Heroes, and this is a one-shot featuring the main characters from
here are Mashima's main three series: Rave Master, Fairy Tail, and Eden Zero. I have only read Eden Zero and Fairy Tail because Rave Master is like very out of print, and I have like 4 random volumes from the series. I really like his work. I like just the friendship, power, buff thing, fights. I like how the fights are done. I think they're really neat. Fairy Tail has been my favourite so far, but I do think the story in Eden Zero is better. I did enjoy reading this. It was a shame I hadn't read Rave Master, but it was really neat to see all the different characters from the different series sort of combined. Would recommend if you are a fan. And then we also have Mashima's Playground, which is a selection of one-shots, I think, from before Fairy Tail, including like the precursor to what became Fairy Tail. I had literally no idea this volume it was a thing until I saw it, I think, in Forbidden Planet Brighton, and I was like, oh my god, I need to pick this up because I'm a fan. Still not read it yet though. Then we have Mashal 1 to 13, another one I'm up to date with. I like Mashal. I'm kind of sad we're already approaching the ending though. I mean, I would have happily enjoyed seeing them go through a few more years, but I think it does make sense. It would be tricky to hide his lack of magic for too long, I guess. So there needs to be like a way of wrapping it up. But I feel like the big bad's already been introduced by volume 10. Shonen Jump series are wrapping up so quickly nowadays compared to what they used to back in my day. I do still like Mashal, just a little sad we're already on our way out, but hey ho. I love the colours. 12 and 13. Such nice colours. Oh my gosh. Then we have Master Keaton 1 and 9. Yep, missing loads. Man's been wanting to pick this up because he's been enjoying Urasawa, but it's really tricky to find this series. Has this had a reprint? Is this getting a reprint? I feel like I only see volumes 1 and 9 anywhere. I don't know why. Masterful Cat is depressed again today, 1, 2, and 5. We actually watched episode 1 as a watch party on the Discord, and I really, really liked it. It was so cute, and I desperately want to read some more of the series. I just want to get and fill my gap before I do. It is about a woman who lives at home with a big grumpy cat, and he's very grumpy, but he like looks after the house and is like kind of like a house husband, but it's a cat. It's really cute, and I know I've just realised I made it sound weird, but it isn't. I promise you. Me and My Beast Boss 1 and 2. I loved this series this year. I really, really did. You might think it's a bit odd because it's beast folk with humans, but it's not that weird, I promise you. So in this world, beast folk are on top and humans are considered like inferior, and this woman is fighting really hard to just be acknowledged and be recognised for the work she does, whereas half the time she puts in all the effort and the work, and a beast folk takes credit for the work she did. And she is kind of acknowledged by the CEO, who calls her in and asks her to be his secretary. And he's like a big beast folk, which even regular beast folk struggle to be around. They find him terrifying. To be fair, she does also find him terrifying, but she's trying her best and getting like used to being around him and being a good secretary. And it is so adorable. I loved it so much. It's so cute. There are only 2 volumes out, and unfortunately there are only 2 volumes out in Japan. So we have a little bit of time to wait for another volume, which is very upsetting. Medaka Kuwa is Imperious to My Charms 1. Have not yet read. I am behind. I picked this up randomly, I think, in Forbidden Planet Brighton, but I have not yet read it yet, and there's 3 or 4 out now. Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and The Misfortune of Keion and Koizumi. Why is it's so much more harder to read when it's like this. This is very out of print. These have all been bought secondhand or random sale sections or random corners of forgotten comic book stores. There's 18 in the main series, and as you can see I have 7. I don't even have half. There's also 3 other versions of the series. I've gotten so confused about which one I'm trying to pick up, which has also put me off picking up more. I hear it's a very classic slice of life, so I really do want to read it because of that. And we have Mermaid Saga Volume 1. Got this on World of Books for very, very cheap. It's another series that is $19.99 like Maze no Koku. I don't think this one's very long. I want to say it's only 2 volumes, maybe 3 volumes, but I haven't yet read it. Message to Adolf 1. I got this on sale on Amazon a couple of years ago. Haven't read it. There is a part 2. I would like to get that one as well. Meteor Prince 1 and 2, that is complete but not yet read it, both secondhand. Midnight Rain, one shot, I want to say BL, not read it. Midnight Secretary 1 to 7, that took a few years to collect, goodness me, slowly, surely getting them secondhand predominantly. Might as well cheat. What's the subtitle? I got transported to another world where I can live my wildest dreams. So 1 to 3 and 4 and 5 down here. I'm a bit behind on reading. I haven't read my volume 5. It's another isekai where a guy can produce potions and then sells them on. And what he decides to do is just visit brothels. But it's very, very weird because the brothel scenes, like in the manga, they kind of are drawn to look like a battle sequence, a fight sequence. Very weird. The story's actually taken a turn where he's decided to do something else with his life and it's less about the weird brothels, which I feel like the story would have really stagnated if it had just stuck with him going to different types of brothels. But I find the new change in plot where he's kind of tried to join these magical knights, I found it a bit dull so far, so I don't know if it's better or worse. It's fine. It's an okay ghost ship. It's not exemplary. Not many of the ghost ships are though, to be fair. Maybe I'm just really picky. Let's start from the bottom. We have Milky Way Hitchhiking 1. Unfortunately, I managed to get this for like £4 or £5, crazy secondhand. And then volume 2, I just can't find for a decent price at all in the slightest, which is a shame. It's about cats. It's a full colour. Yeah, so £4 or £5 was just insane. Then we have Minami Nanami Wants to Shine 1. I picked this up like, I'll pick a random volume 1 up and then realised that it was actually a spin-off from a series that I don't own. Actually, do I own it now? I haven't checked. I'll have to go check. I've not yet read this. Misfit of Demon King Academy 1 to 4. I'm not sure if there's another volume out. I do believe the manga artist unfortunately passed away, so it got cancelled, or did someone else pick it up? I'm not sure. It's not an isekai. It's a demon lord is reborn in the same world just thousands of years later, and he goes to a school that is named after him, and it's great because it's been thousands of years. Lots of things that they talk about the demon lord, which is him, is now just wrong because of the passage of time and misspoken things. So they get his name wrong. So when they like do a quiz on the Demon King, it's like, what's the Demon King called? And he just writes his name. And they're like, no, that's not right. And he's like, yes, it is. Or they're teaching spells that he's created, but they've kind of lost some of its potency over time, and he fixes it. And they're like, how did you do that? And he's like, well, it's my spell. And they're like, sure it is. It was fun, but I feel like it lost some of the novelty the further in you got, unfortunately. Then we have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid 1 to 11, and Kanet's Daily Life 1, 2, and 4, and Elma's Office Lady Diary 1 and 4. Oh my gosh, there's so many spin-offs. There's like 2-3 more spin-offs that I don't have any volumes from. I'm not sure actually how many have physical English prints. There's at least one more. Anywho, I'm not sure if 11 is up to date now, but I did get a lot of this series this year because a lot of them popped up on Sci-Fi, and they do 20% off secondhand books, which was exciting. So yeah, I managed to fill in all the gaps. It's a bit of a trickier series to track down in my experience. So I'm very, very happy that I managed to and have a clear run, because I did watch some of the anime at university, and it's great, silly, and dumb. So I'm quite happy, very happy. And with Millennium Snow 1 to 4, and this is complete! Someone very kindly gifted me a copy that I had been trying to find so I could have a clear run. What is it with these 4-volume shoujo series? I just realised Minami Wants to Shine 2 is there. I'm gonna blame Ben for that. But there's another one. I think I got that one on sale. I think I got it in Forbidden Planet for $4.99. I would show you, but Yuna has climbed onto my lap. As you can see here. So I have lost a hand to pets, so I don't have any hands to fill out volumes anymore. So we have Mint Chocolate 1 to 8, which is another up-to-date series, Winking. It is a romance between step-siblings. It's probably one of the few ones I read where I'm kind of okay with it, because the kind of relationship has been established before the series, before the parents get married. I hope it doesn't last too long though. I think it can get a bit boring if it keeps going for too long. Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir 1. I am behind on this and I have not yet read it. I'd never heard of this series really before I saw this come out, and I was like, that looks like something else and looked into it. I just never heard of the series before. I do like they're doing more stuff based on series and it can try and lull people into manga. That's my hope. Mission Yozakura Family 1 to 6, and I have a few more I got over Christmas. I think so far it's been okay. I've kind of like the whole spy-ish angle that the family has, all the different family members, different type, like very different personalities among the family members. I've liked that. But again, I don't think I've really been gripped just yet, but I've not read very much of the series, so I'm very happy to admit it probably is just I need to read more. Then we have Missions of Love 1 to 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 18. I am missing a few volumes. Actually not too many, because I think it completes at 18 volumes. I think I'm only missing 4 or so. All secondhand, pretty much all the sales section in London. I don't yet have high hopes for it, especially since every person I've asked about it has sold their volumes at one point in time because they didn't enjoy it. Excellent. Wonderful. That bodes well. We have Mob Psycho 1 to 3, 5, 6, and Reagan spin-off. Again, very behind on this. I don't like the art style. I know a lot of people like look past it or it's so different, it's good. I don't like it. I find it really creepy. I really like the story and what I've read, but I did find it quite creepy. So I'm struggling to push myself to pick up more volumes as of yet. Because it's Dark Horse, I'm worried that it'll get harder to find because Dark Horse aren't best with like how good are they with reprints. I heard they weren't good. And we have Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin 1. It's the only one we've got. It is hardcover though, and it's Ben's. I've not read it, but he has. And we have Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolts 1 to 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought we had 11. Anyway, we have 12 to 19. Ben has read the first 3 and loved it. Really loved it. Been actually desperately trying to find volume 4 for a good long while now. I haven't been able to. If anyone has seen a volume 4, preferably for not a disgusting price, do shout at me please. Would desperately like to pick it up for Ben. But he loved it so much we have got in the later volumes of the series, so once he's got the ones he needs, he'll have a clear run. I swear we've got a 10 or 11, I'm confused. She's like wrapped herself around my leg and is purring. We have Monologue Woven for You 1 and 2. They were both bought on Sci-Fi second hand for a decent price. I think they're full colour, so a bit more pricey. I do think there is at least a volume 3, so I don't think I'm up to date, but I've also not yet read it. Might be a GL, that's all I know. Then we have Monotone Blue, which is a one-shot. I think I did like it. I keep yo-yoing on how I felt on the series. It was a bit sad, a bit happy, but I did like the ending. It's another series where they have like a hint of colour, which is, I think, this guy's tail is a bit blue, and it's a very pretty blue. But yeah, it's very cute. I think I liked it. Then we have Momo 1 to 4, behind but also not yet started reading. I think it's vampires. I think the spines are gorgeous. I think the covers with the colouring is super pretty. I almost really just want to pick the series up because of that. Especially, I think volume 5 is red, and I see it in store, and it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. But because I've not started reading it, and 70, everything's just got more pricey. I wait for secondhand, mostly wait for secondhand. Then we have Monster Boot 1 and 3. I don't know why I don't have volume 2 for some reason, but I haven't, and I haven't started reading it yet. I believe it's plastic wrapped. That's all I know. Then we have Monster 1 to 9, which Ben has read. Ben really liked. It took us ages to find one of them. I think it was like volume 5 or something. And then when we did, Ben just sort of splurged the rest of the series. And we have Monster Guild 1 to 3. All of these are bought in sale sections for $4.99. I haven't started reading it yet though, genuinely. I think it's a shitty fantasy, and that's all I know. Then we have Monster Hunter 1 to 5, 8, 9, 10. A very out of print, very expensive series to find. It is complete at 10, so I just need 6 and 7 to complete it. Did manage to get volume 5 this year from Travelling Man. Massive thank you to them for finding it. I think that colour's super pretty as well. Ben's a massive fan of the series, so these volumes are for him. I don't know if we'll be able to complete it. It would be nice, but I don't want to pay crazy prices. And then we have Monster Hunter Orange 1, which is by Mashima, which I'd never heard of. Oh, no. I had never heard of this series. I knew of him. This is also very hard to find. I randomly found this secondhand. There's like 4 or 5 volumes, and they're all upsetting prices. So, we'll never know if I can complete that one either. Then we have Monster Musume 1 to 8, 10, 11, 13, 15. I actually managed to pick up a fair few of these this year, which is wild. It's, I think, 17 volumes complete. I watched some of the anime at university. I watched some right degenerate stuff when I was at uni. It was either filthy stuff or shoujo, and there was no in between. Oh, Isekai, I guess. That's degenerate, actually. Yeah, I feel like it has a reputation, this series. I think I've almost all picked these up secondhand, which might be concerning. And we have Monster Soul 1 and 2, which is a 2-volume series by, again, Mashima. He's done way more than I realised. It's about monsters, different types of monsters. It's short and sweet. It's okay. Got them both secondhand. I'd potentially recommend if you're a fan of his other series. I wouldn't, rave about it, but it's fun. Monster Girls Wrestling 1 to 4. I think that's up to date. Not sure. I might even be complete, actually. I have read the first one, and it was awful. It's terrible. Ben's read them all, and he says it's the same, if not worse, throughout the rest of it. It is about different monster girls who wrestle. Tentacles, bums, knees, wings, all of that, boobs. It's a plot. What plot? It's just getting monster girls to wrestle. Monthly Girls Nozaki-kan 1 to 3, 6, 10, and 12. Slowly getting them secondhand or in sale sections, as you can see from some of the stickers. It was a pleasant read. It's about a girl who has a crush on a guy and is like, I'll help you do anything. It turns out he's actually a manga artist and gets her to Yuna. Okay. What you do is you just flop the cat onto your lap and scritch, and then continue on. If I can get down there. She ends up helping him as a manga assistant with the panels and such. It was cute. It's 4 coma. It releases very slowly. 12 isn't that far behind from current, though I do have a lot of gaps. Yuna! Moon and Sun 1 and 2. Don't know if that's up to date, but I haven't yet read it. The Moon on a Rainy Night 1. Haven't read it. I think it's a GL. Cat! Yuna, please. What are you doing? She's admiring the manga, aren't you? And you're gonna try and pull everything down. I'm gonna say, if you sat up, that would be way easier than you trying to do it from lying on your bum. Oh, have you lost interest? Okay. Moon on a Rainy Night. Not read it. I believe it's GL. Did I say that? Yuna's confused me. Lighting isn't as good down here. Next we have Moriarty the Patriot 1 to 13. Up to date, I think. 14 might be out now. I am behind-ish. I haven't read, I think, the last 4 or 5 volumes that I've gotten. I do really like it. I like Sherlock Holmes anything, to be fair. Seen all the movies, seen even the older ones. Read a number of the books, seen the TV shows, even Elementary. So I do really enjoy this. I also really enjoyed what happened at the end of this volume, which then led to this, without any spoilers. Also, such pretty purple. I wish there were more bright colours, but I do also kind of like it's muted with some random ones. I do need to catch up, because I do enjoy it a lot. Then we have Most Heretical Last Boss Queen 1 to 3. This is unfortunately cancelled at 3 volumes, I believe, due to poor health of the manga artist. So if I bring it like that, that's a bit better, but then it's in the way. I do believe a different manga artist is picking it up, but they're not going to be continuing on. They're going to be starting afresh. So in this format, this is all we'll get, but I think there might be another one. I don't know if it'll have an English release yet or anything. This is probably still just in Japan, but I would recommend probably going for the light novels if you're interested in the story, just so you don't get caught out by no more manga. I didn't actually say what it was about. It's an isekai. where she's isekai as the villainess, and she's trying to not be a terrible person. She's trying to be a better person because of it, and because she doesn't want to be an evil queen. Then we have Mr. Villain's Day Off 1. I unfortunately really like this. Just like Isekai and Cool Girl, I'm very upset about it considering how thin it is. If you don't know, my favourite animals in the world ever are pandas and red pandas. I absolutely adore them. My childhood toy from birth was a panda plush. I love pandas. And in this, so does he. Every chapter, I mean, you can see on the cover how many different pandas there are. He goes to the zoo and discovers pandas, and they're so adorably cute, and it's so much pandas, and it's about a villain who has days off and talks a lot about the importance of having days off, and he goes to the zoo and does panda-related things, and I'm genuinely so mad about it that it's good. Next we have Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen Noodles 1-3. I think there might still only be 3 volumes out. I don't know if there's any more in Japan. It is about a character who really likes ramen, and every chapter she goes and has different ramen, odd types of ramen, special ramen. Don't read it when you're hungry. Make sure you've just eaten or something, because it really does wreck with you, especially if you read it before going to bed and you're like, shit, I'm starving now. I can't eat a full meal. I can't go have some ramen now. But it's a neat read if you're interested in ramen or food. Would recommend. Muji Rushi, which I think is a one-shot. I think it's another Urasawa, which was picked up for Ben. I haven't read it. I can't remember if he has. Multi-Mind Mayhem 1-5. I'm probably behind on this now. It's a pricey series, and it's alright. It's kind of isekai-ish. Well, it is isekai. It's even got isekai in the subtitle. Isekai Tensei Suduki. And just a normal kid that's been born, and also the souls of 2 other people are in his head. One is an old warrior from thousands of years ago, and the other is a Japanese school kid. And so there's 3 voices inside the head that kind of live in tandem, including the kid whose body it is. And they kind of all use their shared knowledge to try and make money, do well, stuff like that. It's okay. I like the concept. It's definitely a different concept, a play on the isekai genre, so I like it for that. Then we have Muscles and Mighty the Magic 1-4. The manga is complete at 4 volumes, that's all there is, but the light novel does go on. Yep, there is a light novel. It is kind of just how it says. It's about 2 people who travel together. One is very strong, and one uses magic. His muscles don't fit in the camera. And one uses magic, and it's about Muscles are stronger. A little bit like how it happens in Mashal. I think Mashal does it better, more funny than in this. It's okay, this, but it's only 4 volumes, and a lot of them have been, I think half of them were in sale sections, half were in 3-for-2s, but it's okay.
Thank you so much for watching part 9 of the manga collection tour. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 10.